Now that we've talked about the mean, let's talk about standard deviation. So the formula for standard deviation, the square root of the sum of x squared p of x minus mu squared. So once again, let's break this down into steps. Step 1, we want to multiply x squared by p of x. When finding the mean, we multiplied the x value times p of x. Here we want to multiply x squared times p of x. Next, we want to add up all of these numbers that we just found. Step 3, we need to subtract the mean squared. So we do need the mean to find the standard deviation. We square it and subtract it from this sum we just found. And then finally, we take the square root. So let's look at the examples that we found the mean for and see if we can find the standard deviation. Here was our first one where we looked at dice rolls. We found the mean to be 3.5. So the first step is to actually multiply x squared p of x. And in order to do that, I'm going to add yet another column onto here. So we need to square the x value and then multiply it by p of x. 1 squared is 1 times 1/6 is 1/6. 2 squared is 4 times 1/6 is 4/6. 3 squared is 9 times 1/6 is 9 over 6. 4 squared is 16 times 1/6 is 16 over 6. 5 squared is 25 times 1/6 is 25 over 6. And finally, 6 squared is 36 times 1/6 is 36. Next, we need to add these up. And when we add them up, we get 91 over 6. So we then have 91 over 6 minus the mean squared, so minus 3.5 squared, which is approximately 2.92. So then our final step, we take the square root to get approximately 1.71 as our standard deviation. Let's do one more example. Here's another example we found the mean for previously. I'm going to start by adding on this extra column for x squared p of x. We then multiply. 0 squared is 0 times 0.85 is 0. 1 squared is 1 times 0.12 is 0.12. 2 squared is 4 times 0.015 is 0.06. 3 squared is 9 times 0.01 is 0.09. And finally, 4 squared is 16 times 0.005 gives me 0.08. Adding all of these numbers up gives me 0.35. The next step would be to subtract the mean squared, so we subtract 0.2 squared, and that gives us 0.31. So then our final step would be to take the square root. And we get that the standard deviation is approximately 0.56.